Not all tractors were built to follow the rules. Some were designed with ideas so extreme, they look almost unreal. Today we're counting down 8 unusual tractors you won't believe actually exist. Machines created for impossible terrain, strange jobs, and bold engineering experiments. Watch closely because the final entry is on another level. These machines weren't accidents. They were deliberate experiments that changed engineering history. Number 8. Lance Alldog. Produced from 1951 to 1957, the Lance Alldog is one of the most unusual tractors in agricultural history. Instead of being designed as a conventional pull-type tractor, it was built as a true tool carrier, completely redefining how a tractor could work. The Alldog used a Lance single-cylinder, 2-stroke diesel engine. Early versions, such as the A1205 and A1215, produced around 12 horsepower, while later models like the A1305 increased output to about 13.6 horsepower. It featured a 5-speed forward and 1 reverse gearbox, with some later variants offering 6 forward gears, and reached a top speed of roughly 12 miles per hour, 19 to 20 kilometers per hour. Depending on configuration, weight ranged from 1,070 to 1,140 kilograms. Its most distinctive feature was the open rectangular steel tube frame, designed to carry implements in multiple positions. What truly made the Lance Alldog unbelievable was its rear-mounted engine and driver position. This layout created a large open space between the axles, allowing tools to be mounted in front, in the middle, or at the rear, while giving the operator an exceptionally clear view of the working implements. Ideal for precision row crops like vegetables and sugar beets. The Alldog was more than a tractor. It could be fitted with a front tipping tray for hauling crops, and Lance developed over 40 dedicated attachments, including beet harvesters, mowing equipment, and even a tractor-powered milking machine. Its semi-flexible frame also made it effective on hilly and mountainous terrain. Although its noisy, low-power single-cylinder engine eventually limited its success, the Lance Alldog remains a bold symbol of 20th century agricultural innovation. A tractor so unconventional, it still feels impossible today. Number 7. Hurleman H6160. At first glance, the Hurleman H6160 looks like a serious but ordinary high-horsepower tractor. But look closer, and you realize this machine is unusual not because of its shape, but because of how it was built. Produced in the early 1980s, around 1979 to 1984, the H6160 was born during a transitional era when Swiss brand Hurleman had joined the same group, yet stubbornly refused to abandon its legendary standards. Under the hood sits a same 6-cylinder, turbocharged diesel engine, displacing 6.8 liters, 417 cubic inches. Output reached an impressive 160 horsepower, 119.3 kilowatts, at 2,200 revolutions per minute, delivered through a 4-wheel drive system designed for maximum traction. With a 286-centimeter wheelbase, 473-centimeter overall length, and an operating weight of roughly 6,500 kilograms, this was a tractor clearly built for heavy, continuous work. A massive 230-liter fuel tank allowed it to stay in the field for long hours without interruption. So why does the H6160 earn a place among the most unusual tractors ever built? Because it embodied a philosophy few manufacturers dared to follow. Hurleman prioritized extreme build quality over production volume, earning a reputation as the Rolls-Royce of tractors. Its ultra-rigid Swiss chassis, engineered for stability on steep alpine terrain, was combined with a powerful Italian engine, creating a machine with extraordinary pulling strength and balance. Despite its size and power, the H6160 remains surprisingly agile, thanks to Hurleman's wide-angle steering front axle, based on a patented design dating back to 1937. Built in limited numbers to premium standards, it has since become a highly collectible tractor. Not bizarre in appearance, but exceptional in execution, the Hurleman H6160 proves that sometimes the most unbelievable tractors are the ones that look perfectly normal. Number 6. Latil H14 TL10. Built from 1947 into the early 1960s, the Latil H14 TL10 was never meant to be a normal farm tractor. Designed in France for heavy agriculture and forestry, it introduced technology so advanced for its time that it felt closer to a tactical truck than a tractor, and that's exactly why it belongs on this list. Power came from a Latil H14 inline four-cylinder diesel engine, developed under Gardner license with a displacement of around 5,585 cubic centimeters. Depending on the version, output ranged from 65 horsepower at 1,500 revolutions per minute up to 85 horsepower at 1,850 revolutions per minute, delivering massive low-end torque. The drivetrain consisted of a 4-speed manual gearbox combined with a transfer case, providing 8 forward gears and 2 reverse. Crucially, the H14 TL10 featured permanent 4-wheel drive, with individually lockable differentials on each axle, controlled directly from the cabin. But the real shocker was its mobility. The Latil H14 TL10 used 4-wheel steering, giving it a remarkably tight 4.6-meter turning radius, almost unbelievable for a machine weighing over 3 tons. To handle its mass and workload, it was equipped with air brakes, a feature more commonly found on heavy trucks of the era. What truly makes this tractor unusual is how far ahead of its time it was. In an era dominated by rear-wheel drive tractors, Latil delivered full-time 4x4 traction and steering, making it incredibly effective in mud, steep terrain, and dense forests. Some versions even featured the navette system, a reversible driving setup with dual controls that allowed instant direction changes without turning the vehicle, perfect for tight logging sites. Capable of towing road trailers, operating winches, and working deep in forests, the Latil H14 TL10 wasn't just a tractor. It was a multi-role powerhouse decades ahead of its competition. Number 5. Roadless 95. Introduced in the 1960s, the Roadless 95, better known as the Roadless Plowmaster 95, was never a standard production tractor. Built by Roadless Traction Limited of Britain, it was a heavily re-engineered machine based on the Ford 5000 platform, transformed into something far more extreme. Instead of the original 4-cylinder engine, Roadless installed a Ford Industrial Inline 6-cylinder diesel, instantly changing the character of the tractor. Output climbed to a remarkable 95 horsepower, an enormous figure for a medium-sized tractor of that era. To physically fit the longer engine, the chassis had to be extended by around 6 inches, 15 centimeters. Power was delivered through a full 4-wheel drive system, giving the tractor abilities far beyond standard farm machines. The drivetrain is where things get truly unusual. Roadless designed its own transfer case and paired it with a front axle taken from a military 6x6 vehicle, chosen for extreme durability and load capacity. This gave the Roadless 95 its aggressive stance, with front wheels almost as large as the rear, a rare and intimidating sight on 1960s agricultural tractors. What makes the Roadless 95 unforgettable is its oversized power packed into a relatively compact body. By forcing a large 6-cylinder engine into a chassis never intended for it, Roadless created a tractor with legendary traction and pulling strength. True to its name, it was designed to work where roads didn't exist: muddy fields, steep slopes, and heavy soils that stopped conventional 2-wheel drive tractors cold. Because each unit was hand-converted in the UK at high cost, production numbers remained low. Today, the Roadless 95 is a rare collector's machine, remembered as a brutally overbuilt tractor that redefined what medium-sized really meant. Number 4. Pavesi P4. Designed in 1918 by Italian engineer Ugo Pavesi, the Pavesi P4 was not just unusual, it was decades ahead of its time. Produced in multiple variants, P4, P4M, P4S, and the military P4/100 from the 1920s until 1942, This machine blurred the line between agricultural tractor and military vehicle in a way no one had seen before. Early P4 versions used four-cylinder gasoline or kerosene engines, producing around 15 to 20 horsepower, while the heavily built P4/100 military variant pushed output to an astonishing 55 to 57 horsepower from a 4.7-liter engine. Power was sent through a multi-ratio gearbox optimized for torque, allowing road speeds of 22 to 25 kilometers per hour. The tractor rode on four massive steel wheels of equal size, each up to 1.2 meters in diameter, later replaced by solid or pneumatic rubber tires. Military versions could weigh up to 5 tons, making the P4 a true heavyweight. What made the Massey P4 unbelievable was its double-articulated chassis. The tractor was split into two independent sections, connected by a central tubular joint that allowed both rotation and vertical articulation. This meant all four wheels stayed on the ground, even on extreme terrain. Combined with full-time four-wheel drive and four-wheel steering, 4x4x4, the P4 achieved something almost impossible for its era: climbing slopes of up to 75 degrees. Originally intended for muddy farmland, the P4 proved too complex and expensive for civilian agriculture. Instead, it became a legendary artillery tractor, adopted by the Italian Army, and later produced under license by countries such as Germany, Greece, and Hungary. Even its folding wheel cleats, which could retract on roads and deploy in mud, showed how radically advanced this machine was. The Massey P4 didn't just redefine tractors, it rewrote the rules of mobility itself. Number 3. Gray drum drive. Built in the United States in the early 1900s, the gray drum drive stands out as one of the most radical tractor designs ever made. Instead of two rear drive wheels, it relied on one massive steel drum to deliver all of its traction. The most famous version, the gray drum drive model 1836, entered production around 1917. It used a horizontally mounted Waukesha four-cylinder gasoline engine, producing 36 horsepower at the belt, PTO, and 18 horsepower at the drawbar. A simple mechanical transmission offered 2 forward gears and 1 reverse, limiting speeds to just 2.25 to 2.75 miles per hour. Power was sent through an enclosed chain final drive to the rear drum. Total weight was about 2,971 kilograms, 6,550 pounds. Up front were 2 8-inch wide steel steering wheels, set wider than the rear. Behind them was the tractor's defining feature, a single 54-inch wide, 1.4 meters, steel drive drum, which could be fitted with cone-shaped or shovel-style lugs for extra grip in mud, soft soil, or snow. What made the gray drum drive truly unusual was its concept. The huge drum spread weight over a wide area, reducing soil compaction and improving traction, especially effective in snowy regions like Canada. With only one driven drum, the tractor didn't need a differential, simplifying the drivetrain and cutting costs. As it moved forward, the drum also flattened crop residue, allowing plowing and soil preparation in a single pass. However, the design had drawbacks. The operator sat awkwardly at the rear, close to the hot, noisy engine, with limited visibility. The drum also tended to push straight ahead, making turning difficult and demanding real skill to control. Strange, stubborn, and brilliant, the gray drum drive remains a perfect example of early tractor engineers daring to completely rethink traction itself. Number 2. Soviet Massey 529. First produced in 1956 at the Minsk automobile plant, Massey, the Massey 529 is one of the strangest machines ever to come out of the Soviet Union. Often described as a single-axle tractor, it looks incomplete, because by design, it almost is. The Massey 529 was built as a heavy-duty tractor unit meant to work only when coupled to massive semi-trailers for construction and military transport. Power came from a 2-stroke diesel engine, initially the Yaya IZ-204 producing 120 horsepower, later upgraded to the Yara IZ-206 delivering 165 to 180 horsepower. A 5-speed manual gearbox sent power to its lone axle, allowing a top speed of about 40 kilometers per hour. The tractor unit itself weighed roughly 8.5 tons, yet it could haul combined loads of up to 34 tons. To survive off-road, it rode on enormous low-pressure tires, 21.00 to 28 or 24 by 28. What makes the Massey 529 truly unusual is its extreme engineering philosophy. It has only one axle, with 2 wheels that serve as both drive and the steering wheels. On its own, the tractor cannot operate or even balance properly without a trailer attached, relying only on a small temporary support wheel when parked. Steering is achieved through a massive hydraulic articulation joint, rotating the entire tractor relative to the trailer. With all its weight concentrated on a single driven axle, traction on mud, snow, and soft ground was exceptional. There is no suspension at all. Shock absorption depends entirely on the huge tires. Originally used with scrapers and rollers, the Massey 529 became legendary when adapted to haul early Soviet ballistic missiles, including the R-12 Sandal. Brutal, minimalist, and fearless, the Massey 529 proves that sometimes the most unbelievable tractors were built for war, not fields. Number 1. Porsche P312. In the mid-1950s, Porsche Diesel created one of the rarest and most unusual tractors in history, the Porsche P312, better known by its unforgettable nickname, the coffee train. This machine wasn't designed for European fields. It was purpose-built for Brazilian coffee plantations, and nothing about it followed normal tractor logic. The P312 was based on the Allgaier AP17 chassis, but heavily reworked for plantation work. It used a 4-stroke, 2-cylinder gasoline engine with a displacement of about 1.8 liters, producing roughly 24.2 to 25 horsepower. Unlike most Porsche tractors, it could run on gasoline or methanol, not diesel. Power was sent through a 5-speed Porsche gearbox combined with Porsche's characteristic oil hydraulic fluid coupling. The tractor featured a narrow-gauge layout with a working width of around 100 centimeters, allowing it to pass cleanly between tight rows of coffee trees. Production was extremely limited. Only 200 to 300 units were built for Brazil, and today fewer than 25 are believed to survive. What makes the Porsche P312 truly unusual is its design philosophy. The entire tractor was wrapped in a smooth, rounded metal body, almost submarine-like. This wasn't for speed. It allowed coffee branches to slide harmlessly over the body without breaking fruit. It's also one of the very few Porsche tractors not powered by diesel, as plantation owners feared diesel fumes could affect coffee flavor. Its long, enclosed shape earned it the nickname coffee train, looking more like a miniature locomotive than farm machinery. Early models even wore a bright orange finish, unlike Porsche's later red tractors. Ultra-specialized, rare, and completely purpose-built, the P312 proves that even Porsche was willing to build something truly unbelievable. These tractors prove that farming history is far stranger than most people imagine. Which one amazed you the most? Drop your answer in the comments. If you enjoy uncovering rare and unusual machines, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. More unbelievable machines are coming soon, so make sure you don't miss them.